Hey guys, so this is the next part of the OS CAD. It's very similar to the last part, just slightly smaller. Um, yeah, so this is going to be sort of a double video. We're going to make the part and we are going to do another assembly of this part as well as the previous part. So yeah, let's get started. So here we go, here's the working drawing, so it's the short side halving. Again, you can just see it starts with a box with two sort of boxes attached to it. So let's get stuck in. So File, new part. Then you're going to go into Sketch again. We're going to do this off the top plane. Then you are going to draw yourself a rectangle. And then you're going to size it to be 70 by 18. Then off one end of it, you are going to make a box. And that box is going to be 50 by 9. Then, just like before, a center line from here through to here. Then you are going to mirror entities to mirror. You're going to click the square, mirror about that line there. Green tick. Then we're going to trim entities, get rid of a couple of lines we don't need anymore. Then we're going to go into our features, extrude boss base, and we are going to extrude it by 50. Then we're going to save, that's that part made. Then we're going to save it. Make sure you save it in the correct place. And you're going to call it short side halving. So then we're going to go into File. We're going to create a new, we're going to make a new assembly. So we have our short side halving. So we're going to bring it in first. And then we are going to bring in our long side halving, or just side halving. So have we looked through for it? Side halving. Here we go. Again, this might be quite tricky depending on what direction they all come in. But if you follow my instructions, things should go okay. So, first thing you'll notice is this sort of on its side. We sort of want it the opposite way about. So what we can do if this happens is we can click on this move component and we can rotate component. You can use a free drag. The only problem with using a free drag is it's not that accurate. About the entity tends to be how I would do it. Or because it's an assembly, we don't really need to worry about it too much. We can just sort of look at it from the other angle, especially when it comes to doing our working drawings, and that's probably the easiest. You know, if you just pretend that it's on the side like that by rotating the screen, you sort of know that that's the orientation of it. But if it really is bothering you, just be aware that you can use that move and rotate component. The only problem with it is it's not that accurate. Not that accurate unless you are actually putting in how many degrees of movement and things you want it to move by. So let's get started then on our actual mates. So the first mate, guys, is going to be nice and straightforward, and it's going to be this face and this face. Now you can see that they are touching, yes, but they are the wrong way about. So we want them to be touching sort of with these both being inside faces. So if that happens and you need to flip the direction of one of the components, it's just as simple as clicking this button here, flip mate alignment. It's the two arrows sort of facing each other, and that puts it exactly where we want it. Now it's done other things, of course, but we can sort of deal with these as they come. So that's the first mate. So these two faces you want to be touching. The next mate is probably this face and this face, and that gets it more into the orientation we want. And the final mate would be this face and this face, and there you go. There's the first two parts mated. We're just going to do that again. So we're going to go for another side halving, and we're going to get started on it. So just click it wherever it suits. We're going to click mate, coincident, and we want again this face and this face to be touching. Same issue as before, sort of facing the wrong direction. We want both of them to be facing into each other. So flip mate alignment, and there we go. We'll have that in sort of the right direction now. Then this face and this face gets more in the right orientation altogether. And the final mate for these two parts, would be those two faces. And just give it a wee shake, click on it and drag it, and we know that they're sort of sitting in the right direction. So green tick. Last part we have to bring in another one of these short side halvings. Insert component. It happens to be here, but I'm just going to go about it the other way, and I'm going to look for it. Short side halving, double click, and there we go. All we have to do now is put a couple of mates on it, and that is that completed. So mate, coincident, first face is this one to this one. Next one will be this one to this one, and the final one will be this one and this one. And there we go. That is our second assembly complete. So this assembly is called file save. Make sure you're saving it in the right place, and it is called the halving side assembly. It's as simple as that, guys. If you follow through and do as I say, you shouldn't have any issues with that, really. And believe it or not, that is sort of as complicated as it gets. The last thing we have to make is the door, and then we can start our assembly. Good luck.